Okay, so one thing you need to be very familiar with are the graphs of y equals sine x and y equals cosine x, and their various different transformations. And I'll go more into those in a different video, but right now I want to look just at the basic function y equals sine x. So y equals sine x, one thing you need to know about it is that it has a period of 2 pi. What that means is it repeats itself every 2 pi. And the 2 pi is in a unit called radians, and I'll explain those in another video as well. But just think of it as the x-axis right now, and every 2 pi it completely repeats itself. And sine x also has y values between -1 and 1. It's always between -1 and 1 if you have y equals sine x. And then here's how it looks. So you have sine x starts at the origin at 0, 0, and it has period 2 pi. So it's going to go to 2 pi, and it'll have the same thing over on the other side to -2 pi, and then it would repeat itself from 2 pi to 4 pi, and then to 6 pi, and so on. And whenever you're graphing one of these trigonometric functions, your best bet is to take the period and break it up into 4 parts. So we're going to divide this 2 pi into 4 parts. So the middle would just be pi, and then the middle between 0 and pi would be half of pi, or pi over 2. And between 1 pi and 2 pi would be 1½ pi, or 3/2 pi, which we write as 3 pi over 2. And so sine goes between 1 and -1. It starts at 0, 0, and each of these little points that I put in here is where it either reaches a maximum or comes back to the axis. So it starts at 0, 0 and goes up to 1, and then it crosses the axis at pi, and then is at its minimum at 3 pi over 2, and then at its maximum, it crosses the axis again at 2 pi. And then if I were to break this next one up into 4 parts, we'll repeat the process. At the first one, it'll go up to its highest point, and then cross the axis, and then its lowest point, and then cross the axis. So it looks like this. Oh, I can't draw. You can see the tremors in my hands when I do that. And it goes on. Whoa, what happened there? Don't do that. Okay, now going the other direction, we're going to have the same thing. And again, divide it up into 4 parts. So I'd have the halfway part would be -pi. Halfway between -pi and 0 is half of pi, or -pi over 2. Halfway between -1 pi and -2 pi is -3 pi over 2. And it's starting here, it's going down in this direction, down, and then crosses the axis, and then it's at its maximum point, and then there. So there, 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 and there. And that is the graph of y equals sine x. And then if you multiply the x by something, or on the outside, you're going to change things, and I'll explain that in another video. And just really quickly, I'll show you what to do with cosine. Cosine is the same idea, except you start at 1. So you start at 1 going down. And so this would be your highest point, and then you cross the axis, and then the lowest point, and then you cross the axis, and then the highest point, cross the axis, lowest point. And you just repeat the pattern. And if you break your period up into 4 parts, that's going to be your clue. Yeah, I can't draw under normal circumstances, and my hand is in a big cast right now, so that's particularly bad. But there it is. So that's sine and cosine, and that's going to be the end of this recording.